All right, let's just jump right into it. We're going to be exploring an ancient text called the Maruti Gita. And honestly, its perspective on reality is, well, it's completely mind-bending. The whole idea is that the world you see, the memories you cherish, they might not be nearly as real as you think they are.
So, get this. Picture a monk, desperate for water, who stumbles upon this little hut. He meets a family, he sees their pain, he has a real moment with them. But then, literally minutes later, they're looking at him like he's a complete stranger. This quote, it comes right from him trying to make sense of this moment, where his absolute certainty just crashed into a totally different reality. It's this bizarre mystery that really kicks off everything we're about to get into. And that really is the heart of it, isn't it? That's the question this whole text makes you ask yourself. I mean, the monk was 100% sure of what he saw. The family was 100% sure it never happened. They can't both be right, can they? What if our reality, our memories, are more like a computer program? A program that can be edited or overwritten or maybe even just glitch out?
Okay, so to really understand what's going on here, we have to take a closer look at the monk's crazy experience. The text isn't just rated off as a dream or a mistake. No, it frames it as an actual, legitimate glitch in the fabric of reality.
The details are what make this so impossible. The monk sees a woman dying of cancer, literally groaning in pain. He comforts her little boy, and he even notices a very specific burn mark on the kid's hand from trying to cook for his sick mom. But when he comes back just moments later, the woman is perfectly healthy. The family has no idea who he is, and they are completely freaked out that this total stranger somehow knows about their son's burn. You see, this isn't a misunderstanding. This is reality itself breaking down.
So the Maruti Gita doesn't just leave you hanging with this paradox. It actually gives it a name, Maya. And this isn't just, a hallucination or some vivid dream. According to the text, what the monk experienced was a brief and probably terrifying peek behind the curtain of existence itself.
Which, of course, leads to the next big question. If reality can glitch like that, then there must be some kind of underlying system, right? A kind of cosmic code running in the background. And believe it or not, the text actually spells out what that system looks like. Now, it's really important to get this. Maya isn't magic, like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. The text describes it more like an operating system for the entire universe. Our whole reality, everything we see and touch and feel, is part of this huge interactive projection. It's like we're all living inside a movie. And to create this movie, the text says you need two key things. First, you have the fluid of space. Think of this like the light coming from a cosmic movie projector. It's what forms all the physical stuff we see. And then you have the strings of time, which act like the movie screen, giving a structure and a blueprint for all that stuff to appear on. Put them together, and you get the experience we call life. So why are we even in this movie to begin with? Well, the text explains that our souls all come from a place called the Mukti Sagara, the ocean of liberation. And when a soul gets a desire to experience something, could be anything, Lord Vishnu grants that wish by projecting that soul into this grand illusion, into our mortal world, to live that desire out. Okay, so if we're all just souls living in a projection to fulfill desires, why isn't life one big party? Why is there so much conflict and pain and suffering? Well, it's because our desires actually summon other players into the game. The text breaks it down into two main forces, and they're both tied to karma. First, you have the suras. These are souls with a net positive karma balance, and they're drawn to us to help fulfill our good desires, creating pleasure. But then you have the asuras. They have a net negative balance, and they're drawn to our evil desires, showing up in our lives as pain and suffering. And the text tells the story of a soul named Manu to show exactly how this works. He's living in Surloka, this world of pure pleasure. But then he gets a desire that's considered evil. He wants to pluck a forbidden flower. That desire acts like a magnet, and it summons the very first Asur into this perfect world. The Asur then uses Manu's body to pluck the flower, and for the very first time, Manu feels a negative emotion, the pain of regret. And just like that, pain is now in the game. So this all leads to a really powerful, kind of scary conclusion. Our desires are never neutral. According to these cosmic rules, every single thought, every little wish we have is actively calling out to a force, a sura or an asura, to make that wish a reality. We are literally building our world, moment by moment, with our intentions. So now that we understand the system and the players, the big question is, can you win this game? Well, the text says yes. In fact, it offers a whole set of strategies for navigating and maybe even hacking this entire illusion. This quote comes from a guy named King Harisha, and he went through some unbelievable suffering. I mean, he lost his kingdom, his family, was sold into slavery, the whole 9 yards. And yet, he kept his sanity by constantly telling himself this one thing. He chose to see his reality not as a prison, but as a bad dream that would eventually end. That mindset is absolutely key. So the text lays out some really practical tools for hacking the system. First, you have to constantly recognize this is an illusion, just like King Harisha did. Then, by detaching from desire, you stop summoning these cosmic forces into your life. You have to conquer your senses, like King Dashratha, who kept refusing water while dying of thirst just to prove he was in control. You surrender guilt and regret, because the text calls them major gateways for asuras. And finally, you practice something called Shiva Yoga, which is basically a state of detached observation, being totally indifferent to whatever your senses are telling you. So what's the end game here? If you master all these tools and you successfully navigate the illusion, where do you end up? What's the point of it all? Well, the text describes a final, ultimate state of being. And that state is called moksha. This is the ultimate goal of the whole journey. See, it's not about creating a perfect, happy life inside the illusion. It's about breaking free from the illusion entirely. It means you're done with the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. You've quit the game of desire and karma, for good. And what happens next? The soul simply goes home. It dissolves back into the Mukti Sagara, that same cosmic ocean of liberation it came from in the first place. It's a really beautiful picture, right? A single drop of water finally returning to the ocean. Its journey is complete. And that brings us to the final, really provocative question the Maruta Gita leaves us with. The text says there's a difference between regular souls, who are just caught up in this cycle of desire, and visitor souls, who are more advanced beings sent here on a specific, temporary mission. So as you go about your life, it's something to think about. Which one are you? Are you here just playing the game? Or are you here to change it? According to the text, there's no way to know for sure.